Afenyo Markin, Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, any Ghana phone be abe clàsh with Ato Forson. Efa ne budget here. Obe ready here Edema on the 23rd of July 2026. Thursday no. Omo abe komadwe eda kire no. Na emu no Afenyo Markin. Asa ke kan say because na say budget ni mu no omo de bibia hyemu na efa Mahama tete agenda no. Eno so ana Afenyo gina ebo na adwempa ede kire Ato Forson at the floor of parliament. Memo antire mu no akire wadwen ede amame. Our comment section. I Penyah broke me the best for any demo. Over like video not that one subscribe button some back click notification corner for just update time the wide the mama our comment section. Over so no watch for any reaction make can phone nala money send pen the amount oh USA oh you copy sense ka edwe fia ayanala ana 26 no be easy be from promo code Penyah TV send this can be $20 amazing. Almost transactions are very fast. O Sunday ya kwai next kana duru fie. Na enya Ghana ko bitma send this card to any African country. A fast transaction. For now, send this car. Now let's go to the story. On the 23rd of July 2026, and Ato Forson PM Ghana Parliament or the Ghana budget no media budget for 2026 or better Ghana food in a send abosumi numu aka amia de afe impim you any eduninsia 2026 akogu awie ye no send ye see your boy man no ho brade fan Ato Forson e de beto Ghana food e ne ma de obrobru bebrebe so. But I say, I say because I can't intro because I can't say Mr. Speaker 2022 no na Ghana economy na enye atetia pansam na that time no the man buy ye nyina wrong policies for the government e dey buy ye man no pa kwam prove to say esma kanya no kre because I say na 2022 economy na enya ene make agency na 2022 economy na yesene ne in a way say 2022 no na iron rod per ton na ye ton no 4,000 up to 6,500, depending on the type of mm. On say you were 10 mm, 10.5 mm, 11.5 mm, you were 12 mm, you were 14 mm, you were 16 mm. You know how to per the type of mm. No, now price no 2022 na range from 4,000 to 6,500. But 2026 you know, it range from 7,000 to 11,000. And today we are Ato Forson better catch me say, and now economy near 2022 when I'm thrown. I'm saying Toyota Viz 2022 na no economy ninye no Toyota Viz old models no near 25,000 up to 40,000. That is for the old models. And the new models no near from 45,000 up to 60,000. But now Ato Forson economy no now no kra no the same Toyota Viz no old models ye turn 6,000 and above, 6,000 to 90,000 for the old models. Na new models no ya turn from 105,000 up to 130,000. It Ato Forson yantron e ma no pan me tire just say there be Ato Forson ka say 2022 no na economy data points when ko ma penzi kwa na enye kura cement na F 2022 esene ne just say Ato Forson the compare emfa now the floor of parliament no obubo na we be say before say you be kwa kan budget no na education minister edinka be kan similar all ka say ye kwaje Mahama dinka kwa be kan say ye kwaje $300 million bi near there no abewura Ghana education system is a free education dey expand no na yakwa ende double track system in 2029 initially ka say the Mahama tena kunya so the first year o made double track system free ho no mo ye dinu tra kunya so em see there ye be in 2027 after dem do 2029 say uhemu a omu kan ye no education minister so be kan dan sem na bi on the floor of parliament Ato Forson ready budget no or sabo so na say eye term agenda no and say omu massage the bank account because tell me why you still have 2.5 years ahead of you to do the work but I didn't know their question 2029 that's all party 29 no one other side president and I said day how to say na say budget we ready you know 24-hour economy omu amosubi Emma they've introduced new taxes. Emma no cry the next day no the deputy finance minister ekopie motive3 Emma hono okobro new taxes bi so a ye dey ba Ghana say Netflix kwa betu ahun tax Apple account kwa betu ahun tax e wo Ghana.
If you probably visit friend Ahiangba in his home and then you go to Honorable I've seen the MP for Tamale as a central Sanerugu here. One may be using MTN for internet provision. in his home. Richard is a wealthy man, so he is using Starlink at home. Because MTN is registered in Ghana, they are charging VAT. Starlink is not charging VAT. We are not able to collect it. Meanwhile, they are getting it from consumers from Ghana, and our laws are clear. You need to charge the VAT and remit that to the state.
I see.
Netflix. Today, a lot of our youth are watching Netflix. They subscribe, they pay. We are losing on VAT on this. And so we are coming out with a system to capture those cross-border transactions.
I see.
That will help us. This is not an introduction of a new tax.
But how are you going to ensure
existing tax.
that burden is not passed on to the consumer? Because as you start charging these people VAT, they are in business to make profit. And oftentimes what we have seen is that whenever there's that additional burden or charge on them, they pass it on to the consumer in terms of increased service charge and so on. Are we going to be protected in this regard?
So how is it fair to someone consuming a product from MTN who is paying VAT and another consuming from a different service provider and it's not charging VAT? We end up killing our local industries. Today, people, for convenience and maybe for this reason, will want to shop online. So that product that they are buying from a supplier outside the country will be cheaper than the product that will be sold in a shop at Accra Mall. How is that fair? How will we then promote our local businesses? And so everybody, once you are consuming, you must contribute. Once you are supplying, you need to charge VAT and remit to the state.
Well, I'm concerned about the protection for the consumer, so that, I mean, we don't have to obviously be burdened by all of this. And I say this because consistently we've seen that whenever a tax is introduced, that is that's consumer tax of this sort, as you have just explained.
So it is not an introduction of a tax. It is making sure that we broaden the tax base and collect the taxes that we have already committed to. The taxes that our laws have mandated us to collect. It's what we are broadening the base to make sure that everybody pays. Because it is not fair that one group of Ghanaians are paying and another set of Ghanaians are not paying. It is not fair to the businesses that because they are charging it, their prices are.
You be 20 tax our Ghana. Just say Deputy Finance Minister. And a down common. You be 20 tax. Then on the floor of Parliament, on the Abra budget reading a course one. Afenyo Markin and Kojo Oppong Nkrumah. No one tinner as in Thomas Holly with you way any semwa. Omukaye
has just told this House that the true character of a finance minister is not determined by how much he spends. Such a statement must cause palpitation among ministers of state. Mr. Speaker, basically, what he is telling all ministers that he is not going to spend, he is not going to release funds to you. Mr. Speaker, already you are suffering and you've been redundant in your various ministries. His deputy minister told the nation that 1.6 billion was released to the agri minister. Today, he says only 1.1 billion. You see, the true measure of a finance minister is not how much he spends. Mr. Speaker, throughout his review, there was no policy announcement for the cocoa sector. The 4 million farmers, the 4 million cocoa farmers are suffering. This finance minister, since he took over as a supervising minister responsible for cocoa, we have seen suffering and wailing, and he comes here to lament. Mr. Speaker, he talks about determining the true cost of economic policy, the true cost. He's talking about having met some debt. What he has forgotten, that he refused good counsel from the minority. When Gold Board and Bank of Ghana charges on the gold for reserve policy was at 15%, we cautioned. He didn't listen. Later, IMF forced them to reduce it to 9%. 3 days ago, the governor announced that he was no more going to participate in this gold for reserve. It's too late in the day. You've already incurred losses of 9.6 billion. That is what the IMF told you. And you come here, you're saying prudent management of the economy. Really? Mr. Speaker, this review is full of English with empty payment. The payment he said is done. He said they've done some payment. Why didn't he give us details? You paid your party members. You paid your party members. The monies have gone to your party members. And Mr. Speaker, the Nkrumah clàsh project has now become protein.
Honourable members, I insist we listen to each other in silence.
The Nkrumah clàsh has become protein for your party executives. They are all cooking akukon kwai. It is now akukon kwai. Mr. Speaker, I want the finance minister to walk the talk. If you come here and you say 24-hour market, 24-hour market at 42 million cedis, and you've abandoned the Agenda 111. The hospitals, that should be your priority. You are not constructing the hospitals. Then you are spending a whooping sum of 42 million, and you say you've released 80% to the assemblies. Mr. Speaker, meanwhile, you are using the assemblies, their own allocation, to pay for the 24-hour economy. When there are no hospitals, how do you say you are constructing markets? And finally, you claim you want a third term. Third term. You are not performing. You say third term. Ato Forson, you are here presenting a budget, and beneath it is a third term agenda, where you are going to spend money for people to be calling for third term. We are watching you with eagle eyes. Third term, focus on 24-hour economy. You promise one job, 3 shifts. You promise industrialization. Ghanaian businesses have lost confidence in you. You cancelled the 1D, 1F, which was creating opportunity for the private sector. In its place, no policy alternative. Electricity tariffs have gone up over almost 30%. Then you get up, you say you are promoting 24-hour economy. You have sacked public sector workers. Many of the Ghanaian youth lost their jobs. You sacked them. Today you are here. Instead of promising to restore them into their rightful places in the job market, you are not doing so. Then you come, you say we should praise you. Who is going to praise you? If you don't pay and you are holding the money, and then you are there tightening belt and only paying your party members, then we should praise you. We are not interested in the books. We are interested in the economy in our pockets. People are suffering, Mr. Speaker. People need jobs. Your youth, even your MPs, they are praising you here. A lot of them are hungry. Your backbenchers, they can't go back home. Your backbenchers. And you hear, you say we should praise you. We will not praise you. It is the same old story. Asem Dadana, Mrs. Sai. Mrs. Sai. Again, Asem Dadana. Mr. Speaker, arrest my case.
Speaker, thank you for the opportunity.
Member.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And since I will not be contributing later, I just want to make my submissions as I second. Mr. Speaker, first, it's important that we correct some misleading statements that have been made. The Deputy Chief Whip on the other side suggests that debt to GDP ratio reached 100% in years gone by. Mr. Speaker, in 2022, when it was at its peak, it was 85.7%. In 2023, it was 76.4%. In 2024, it was 70.5%. It never got to 100%. This is a house of records, and we should not be misleading the Ghanaian public or putting things in history that are inaccurate. If he has any contrary specific facts, he should state them here. But Mr. Speaker, let me specifically second this motion to adopt the report of your committee on the Bank of Ghana's conduct of monetary policy. Mr. Speaker, the reason for which it is the Bank of Ghana that handles monetary policy is that they issue currency, and they are responsible for preserving the value of the currency. Additionally, price stability is the first of the 6 economic policy objectives that any government wants to embark upon. Speaker, it's not enough to look at a reduction of inflation from 23% to 5% now and say that that justifies the 16 billion Ghana cedi loss of the Bank of Ghana on sterilization. It's not enough. You will recall that in 2025, right here in this chamber, we argued that the method that the Bank of Ghana was using in its attempt to ace the inflation figures were dangerous. Those methods were dangerous, i.e., the excessive sterilization. At that time, it was denied. When the Bank of Ghana published their figures at the end of the year, they themselves admitted that for the first time in Ghana's history, they sterilized over 93 billion Ghana cedis from the market. Sterilization essentially means that the Bank of Ghana has mopped up the money from the system so that people don't have liquidity to execute demand. That's why today the traders are telling you in town that, yes, you may say inflation has come down, but their goods are on the shelf and people don't have money to buy. Mr. Speaker, that sterilization cost us 16 billion Ghana cedis. And the majority side has been trying to convince Ghanaians that it's the cost of stability. It is not the cost of stability. It's the cost of bad policy choices. And I'll explain to you, Mr. Speaker. In 2022, inflation was 54% as a result of high crude oil prices. Remember that Brent crude was at $128 per barrel at the time. And so inflation went up to 54%. The MPP government reduced inflation from 54% to 23% before it left office. That was a 31%, listen. That was a 31% drop in inflation. We didn't spend 16 billion Ghana cedis to drop inflation by 31 points. You bring inflation down from 23 to 5, which is only 18, and you lose 16 billion. And you say that is the cost of stability. What sort of mathematics is this? What sort of economic policy is this? And so this 16 billion Ghana cedis, which they have lost, is because of poor policy choices. They paid for things they didn't need to pay for. And that is why we've lost that money. And by the way, after we started complaining, now the governor says that he's not going to use this strategy again. So all that we've been saying is right, Mr. Speaker. My second point, exchange rates. This government likes to convince itself that the cedi started appreciating when they came to office. I borrowed the words of the chief whip. We are in a community of reading men. And so we read. Read the 2024 Bank of Ghana report, which was published in 2025 under the signature of Governor Siama. Governor Siama says that the appreciation started in Q4 2024. It didn't start on your watch. Mr. Speaker, it is because the domestic gold purchase program yielded forex, which forex is being used for intervention. It is only this government that says that it has a new name for intervention called intermediation. Remember, Mr. Speaker, when we said that they were intermediating or intervening and they said intermediation, they denied initially, and at the end of the year, we found out that it has been 10 billion Ghana cedis. That's what the Bank of Ghana was coming to tell the press and the whole country, that they said they didn't want him to speak before them. But that was as of December last year. Mr. Speaker, between January and now, how much intervention has gone on? We're expecting the Minister of Finance to tell us when he comes here tomorrow. But, Mr. Speaker, we, according to the IMF, are relying on high gold prices and high gold volumes. What will happen when gold prices go back from this 5-year high where it is at now? We are living on borrowed time, Mr. Speaker. Very finally, if you look at the series of economic and financial data published by the Bank of Ghana a few days ago, before the Monetary Policy Committee meetings, $1.2 billion of our reserves is gone. $1.2 billion of our reserves is gone. Our reserves have reduced by $1.2 billion. What have you used it for? Because you have told us that you are not doing intervention and that it is proceeds from the forex market that you are pumping. So where has the $1.2 billion gone? Mr. Speaker, we're expecting that when the finance minister shows up tomorrow, he will show us where this $1.2 billion is gone. Because we cannot continue with this exercise of continuously intervening and calling it intermediation and reducing the reserves of this republic, while at the back end, we are just buying gold whose sources are questionable for this enterprise. So, Mr. Speaker, going forward, we have two recommendations. Tight monetary policy does not mean excessive sterilization. We are happy that now the governor is listening and says he will no longer do it. Mr. Speaker, secondly, that structure where they were buying gold high and selling low to get forex to pump onto the market, we are happy that the governor has announced yesterday that he will no longer be funding the gold board. That is an admission that everything we have been saying here in this chamber is true. And now he is turning away from that action. If he follows these recommendations, it will bode well for him, for the Bank of Ghana, and for the Ghanaian economy. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I support the motion.
Now, go to family as a Ghana for the Bisono. Everything go from Abro Nuamo, where is no Muchimua or Mode Emaye.
Obi catch them say Ghana economy, I year or the Adame. Me abro me.
A year,
say,
yes, in the first.
You want to
yes,
in the first or the Adame.
Okay. Not necessarily see a what toy.
Don't say,
go your own
yes,
back on.
I know correct.
Okay.
Nano Santasi Jum last Tuesday, yeah. Monsieur Mom, I am a Tautomo Colibia me and second night. Monsieur Mon second mammy. No kind. Ordinance can you see?
Almost at 10, saying.
On some of 10 cedis, mammy. Me am a ton. May you
turn about Bakuma.
All kind of money. What can I say? Yes, sir.
You all kind of saying about
there's 8 or 7.
10
control 8. Missy Santa
8, 10
figure idea. Santos, I want to meet that.
Makona Bakuya more than one city.
Missy Moko say
about 10.
8 and what to Sono.
Let me just say, maybe 8.
8 and no 10.
Mokona Baku
10 cities. 8 cities. It's not a
Bakuno more than 1 city.
Me, the moon, Zaga Christian, and tell you, say, and you said you're sick.
But I'm the wide area, mammy. Our conversation. I hype in your blood media. I